This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, still waiting. South Rawdon residents are feeling frustrated their community bridge hasn't been replaced more than a year after it washed out. Busy harbor. The Port of Sydney welcomes more cruise ships this year than ever before. And going for the green. Meet the young entrepreneur running a popular mini putt course in Antigonish County.
Brisk winds today will continue to ease ahead of a very calm, very sunny, and seasonal forecast for your Friday. I'll have your full long weekend outlook just ahead.
Good evening. A Hants County community is still dealing with the aftermath of the severe rainstorm that caused major flooding in parts of the province last July. Some people in the community of South Rawdon say they're frustrated it's taking so long to fix a bridge that was damaged and subsequently removed. The CBC's Hannah Vino has that story.
A trip to the mailbox used to be a 1-kilometer round-trip drive down the street and over the Lower Herbert River Bridge for Roy Boutlier. Today, it's a 21-kilometer drive on a gravel road. He, along with other residents, have been waiting over a year for the bridge to be replaced. He says it has been a huge inconvenience and a safety concern for those needing to get in and out of the area.
Ever since, I'd say February, I've been calling every 2 weeks and trying to find out what's going on. I mean, we need this bridge back in.
He says he is also concerned about the upkeep of the gravel road most residents now have to use as a detour, something fellow residents also expressed.
The other way that they've planned for us is a dirt road full of potholes. Not very good for driving on. And now a lot more traffic is on that, and because of it, the road is not good. The road itself is not good anyway.
This has also been a struggle for another resident who owns a campground and general store on the Ashdale Road where the bridge is located. He says they've had a lot of cancellations due to people not wanting to tow their RVs over the gravel road.
Well, the challenges have been nonstop between the garbage and school buses and AMSs and police and our deliveries for tractor trailers for propane, our ice deliveries, store deliveries, like everything. And sometimes people are hours later getting here when they're in big trucks trying to get turned around.
The MLA for Hants East says he empathizes with the residents. He says he and his team have been doing everything they can to advocate for them.
If I had to wait a year for all the stuff, I'd be frustrated too. But again, these have to be done so that they don't fail again.
The Department of Public Works said in a statement that the bridge is a priority and that the replacement of bridges is a complex process involving not only the design and construction, but also extensive safety assessments and environmental considerations. McDonald's office did confirm that a tender was awarded for the replacement bridge, and they have until October 31st to complete the project. Hannah Vino, CBC News, South Rawdon.
2 people have been charged with providing false information to police in relation to the homicide of 16-year-old Ahmad Mahar Al-Maraq. The teen was stabbed at a parking lot of the Halifax shopping centre on April 22nd. He later died in hospital from his injuries. 2 16-year-olds and 2 14-year-olds have already been charged with 1 count each of second-degree murder. Yesterday, officers arrested a 31-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman. They've both been charged with accessory to commit an indictable offence. Police said in a news release the pair allegedly gave officers false information to help the accused avoid arrest. A dozen firefighters from Nova Scotia are on their way to Manitoba to help fight wildfires in that province. The 12 from Nova Scotia are joining 8 other firefighters from Atlantic Canada. They boarded a flight today to help thousands of people from several First Nations communities in Manitoba who've been forced from their homes because of the fires. Nova Scotia's Department of Natural Resources says the current fire conditions here make it safe to send the crew, but they could be brought home if things change. This is the 4th time this summer a team from Nova Scotia is helping with the wildfire effort in Western Canada.
It means a lot just to be able to go and help these people in these communities that are in need right now, and just do whatever we can do to help them out.
Manitoba does have a number of very large fires still active in the province, and we had reports that they still had some communities evacuated as well. So we're expecting that our crews will be assigned to one of the larger fires, and they'll probably be given a section of that fire. And their assignment will be essentially just work to contain and extinguish the fire that's on the landscape.
The Canadian Red Cross is currently supporting more than 2,300 people in a remote Cree community in northeastern Manitoba. The fire crews from Nova Scotia will find out what their assignments will be when they arrive in the area. The cruise ship schedule in Sydney is ramping up. There will be at least one ship for most days in September and October. As the CBC's Kyle Moore tells us, not only is it a potentially record-breaking year, but businesses are already seeing the benefits.
The Sydney waterfront was a busy spot today. More than 2,000 passengers on board Carnival Pride toured the city and packed shops portside.
I think it's beautiful here. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've loved it here, and I'm glad we did.
Businesses are also glad. Bruce Maloney's shop was lined up out the door.
Anytime the carnival ship is in, it's like a big carnival down here. It's just excellent.
Maloney says businesses along the waterfront rely on cruise passengers to make a profit, and this year they've been cashing in.
This is incredible business for us. It just means that a lot of us can make up our whole year in 2 months. It's been that good.
Every time we run a tour, we work with local vendors. So all of the beverages that we serve are sourced locally. The seafood that we serve is sourced locally. The musicians that we serve, that we feature, are all local musicians.
Mark Bott runs shore excursions for passengers in the Sydney area. He says the response has been overwhelming.
This is only our second year of operation, but we already have, through the course of the season, sold out tours in September and October, and we have strong ticket sales right now for 2025 as well.
It has the potential to be a record-breaking year. So last year we finished with 110 ships and about 170,000 passengers. So this year, about 120 ships and 240,000 passengers, roughly.
Nicole McCauley says that translates into $68 million into the local economy during the cruise season. And she says next year, business looks even better.
As a Canada-New England itinerary, the cruise lines really love September and October, but we are seeing growth in July and August. So as a region, we're hoping to continue to see that growth. So this year we saw about 17% increase for the month of July over last year.
The final cruise ship of the year is scheduled for November. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Sydney.
All right, Jay, you said it was going to be cooler, but it was a bit of a cool start to the morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, a fleece lining on this jacket today. It certainly felt very fall-like, and I will say this round of fall, just a sneak preview. We do have some warm-ish temperatures, or we're back at least a few degrees above 20 over the next few days. And I will say, wind will calm. I know the wind was very gusty today. Will be calming down this evening as that sky continues to clear. And tomorrow, Friday, it's going to be perfect. Absolutely perfect for your Friday. Maybe some cooler morning temperatures, but into the afternoon, we'll see sunshine, temperatures above 20. It's going to be very, very nice across the province for tomorrow. As we look over the last few hours, not much to show you on the satellite and the radar picture. That clearing trend has been underway for the last few. Any lingering clouds that we see should clear out very early this evening, and then it is a mostly, and we've been seeing most of our cloud cover for eastern areas, northern areas. We'll see that clearing out through the evening hours, and that should pave the way for a very sunny sky for tomorrow. So there's really not much to show you on this future satellite, future radar imagery here, because we've got a big blue H just to our west. That's a ridge of high pressure that is keeping things very, very sunny, and temperatures will be a bit of an improvement over today, but we're not looking at any humidity in the forecast tomorrow. So what you see is what you get, from the temperature to what it actually feels like, although it will be quite cool, certainly for inland areas tonight. Anywhere from 7 to about 10, 11 degrees will be the range of overnight low temperatures, depending on how close to the water you are. If you're downwind of the water, it could be a few degrees cooler for some inland low-lying areas, and not here in Nova Scotia, but in the Maritimes, northern New Brunswick does have a frost advisory in effect. So a cool start to the day tomorrow, but but that temperature will be back up above the 20-degree mark into the afternoon, and not a cloud in the sky for your Friday. Saturday also looking quite nice. Does not carry into Sunday and Monday entirely for the Labor Day long weekend, but I'll have that information for you, that forecast for you coming up a little later. Amy?
All right, well, Friday and Saturday, let's focus on that.
Yeah.
All right, sounds
Yeah,
good. We'll talk soon. Restaurants Canada is weighing in on the recent changes to the temporary foreign worker program. On Monday, the Prime Minister announced plans to significantly reduce the number of temporary foreign workers. That would cap the use of those workers at 10% in the restaurant industry.
We were disappointed that we weren't consulted as an association, and as an association we represent a lot of small business owners, and they depend on us for getting information and making their views known. So there wasn't a lot of consultation ahead of time. We did get, I think, kind of a heads up that something was going to happen, because what it does is it creates a lot of uncertainty.
And I'll talk with Jordy Morgan with Restaurants Canada about how these changes could impact the restaurant industry in this province. That's our newsmaker just after 6:30. More students in the Halifax area will be getting free transit passes this September. Starting September 5th, all students in grades 7 to 12 at both English and French schools in the Halifax Regional Municipality will receive a free transit pass. And they're good until June 30th, 2025. The pilot program was previously available to students at 10 schools in the area. It will now cover more than 28,000 junior and high school students at 59 schools across HRM. The province is covering the majority of the bill, saying it hopes this will help families struggling with the cost of living crisis. The passes will be given out at schools next week. The province is making amendments to the HRM charter with the aim, they say, of speeding up housing development. The amendments include allowing manufactured housing in residential zones, allowing residential use in most zones, and removing on-site parking requirements in the urban service area. Vern Ramasar spoke to Councillor Sam Austin to find out what he thinks of the changes.
I'm here at Alderley Landing with Sam Austin, who's the Councillor for District 5 and an urban planner by trade. Thank you for being with us, Mr. Austin.
My pleasure.
What stands out to you about the changes, and are they significantly different to the solutions that the council was already thinking of?
There's a bunch of stuff in that batch of changes the province is proposing that we were basically already doing with the center plan area in particular, like liberalizing zoning laws, making allowances for timber frame construction, parking requirements, they were already going. So a lot of this stuff was probably going to be done in the suburbs through the suburban plan since we'd already initiated it in the center plan. So some of it is not really all that concerning, but then there's other pieces that actually are quite a departure and run contrary to the plans that we already have in place.
And what would some of those pieces be?
So, for example, in the downtown area, we're not far from Portland Street here in Dartmouth. In our center plan, there's a requirement to have ground floor commercial because that's our main street. And we want that ground floor commercial on there. One of the things that is in the new plan is from the province is you don't necessarily require that. The unit mix piece is a real concern for me. You need a mix of apartments so that there's places for people. Not everyone's a single person or a couple living in an apartment. Some people, they need extra bedrooms, and so they're proposing under this proposal you could just have a building that's all just single units, which I think helps somewhat with a housing crisis maybe in the very, very short term, but in long term is kicking a can down the road because we need a mixture of units. And then the last one goes to prioritizing housing above all else. We have infrastructure challenges, we have environmental concerns. To say that it's housing above all else for all development, I worry what that could mean, especially in sensitive areas, like Purcell's Cove Backlands, Sandy Lake, these sorts of places.
Now, I know the province wants at least to be seen to be doing something, but is this a mandate going to make any significant difference in the short term for the housing situation?
I personally don't think so. We shall see. I mean, the municipality was already, the best things in it we were already doing. The suburban plan is the big kind of piece that's in the municipal wheelhouse that we really still have to deliver on. We need to provide the same level of certainty around development in the suburban areas as we have in the regional center through the center plan. So that piece still has to be done. But, there's a little bit of a blood from a stone situation here where the minister's saying that must be done by the end of January. We have a municipal election. The timeline of bringing something to council is 2 months just to do a public hearing. I don't see how we can possibly meet the arbitrary date that they've just pulled out of the air without really talking to us.
Now, this of course raises questions about the further encroachment of the province onto municipal sort of authorities. What are your thoughts on that? And has it become a real problem?
It has. I mean, the biggest part of it too is it should be more collaborative, right? You should come have a conversation with us about these things. Like what we've consistently seen from this government is they draft their own idea legislation in the shadows in their own government, and then it just comes bursting out with no discussion with us, and then we're all left scrambling to figure out, well, what does this actually mean, and what were you trying to do, and is it even workable, and what are the unintended consequences? I mean, government works so much better if we could actually just have a conversation as two orders of government.
Councillor Austin, thank you very much for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
Well, starting your own business takes a lot of hard work, drive, and dedication. Just ask Nate Barker. This summer, he's running a mini putt course in Antigonish County, and it's been a hit. The CBC's Elizabeth Chu introduces us to the young entrepreneur.
At this mini putt golf course, Nate Barker has everything down to a T.
How many hole-in-ones did you get in this?
5.
5?
This one's
pretty good.
Nate is 12 years old and running Red Dog Mini Golf. It's his brainchild.
Most people like dogs, and it just seems like a nice name, kind of Red Dog Mini Golf.
The red dog is Nora. The family pet likes to drink out of the water obstacle. This mini putt is set up at Nate's house in his parents' driveway. It costs a toonie to play.
There were days that it was 3 people, and then later on it became 10 more, 15 more people, and it's like, geez.
The setup is in St. Andrews, Nova Scotia.
Did you know that there's a famous golf course in Scotland, the St. Andrews Links?
I have heard of that before.
Yeah. It's a lot minier.
Jesse and Ruby Linton are learning the game, the big and small versions.
He added all the stuff he had, stuff he found.
From the old toys to the scraps of wood left behind by Hurricane Fiona. This recycled course all came together in a 4-H woodworking project. The business has become a family affair.
I guess I lend a hand being janitor or whatever.
He usually drags the holes out and
at some
helps
points,
to leaf blow.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good helper. I just kind of help him get organized, make sure that he has all of his scorecards and pencil sharpened and things like a true teacher, I guess.
I would say that Nate is definitely the boss, and I am his, I work for Nate. I don't get paid.
Well, I did give you those $7.
Yeah. He buys me coffee once in a while, too.
This Sunday is the final day of business. All proceeds are being donated.
I think maybe for like animals.
Nate is already dreaming up plans to make it better next summer.
Yeah, maybe a paw 5, 6, maybe.
After Red Dog Mini Golf's founder takes a pause for grade 7. Elizabeth Chu, CBC News, St. Andrews.
Coming up, parts of the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights are left empty and destroyed after being hit by Hezbollah rockets. And programs for Black beauty are making strides here in Nova Scotia. We've got Jay up next with the weather forecast. We're back after the break. All right, Jay, Friday and Saturday sound pretty perfect.
Yeah, we do have another cold front that will be moving towards us. So I will say tomorrow pretty calm, very sunny. The wind starts to pick up on Saturday, and then Sunday as that front starts to move in through the Maritime provinces, we could see some wet weather. Some clouds will be increasing ahead of the front, and those showers, even as the front is exiting, could be lingering into your Monday as well. So it's not a perfect Labor Day long weekend, but if you manage to make this an extra long weekend and you took the Friday off as well, you took tomorrow off as well, I'll let you pick my lottery numbers because you picked a good one. It's going to be a nice one for tomorrow. There's a look at our daytime highs today. Yeah, temperatures underperformed just a smidge. It felt a lot cooler than it was just because that wind from the north was persistent. It was fairly gusty. It was brisk. You did see some passing clouds for eastern areas that are still lingering up over Cape Breton. That will continue to clear out through this evening as that ridge of high, this wind-driven cloud, so it's low cloud, even a few isolated showers into parts of Cape Breton today. Even eastern Northumberland may have seen a sprinkle or two today. All wind-driven precipitation. We saw, of course, the ferry moving over to PEI was canceled today. Some sailings canceled with the strong winds. But as that ridge of high pressure builds in, the wind calms down, the cloud cover begins to clear, and we will see a very clear sky through the overnight hours into your Friday morning. Loads of sunshine to start the day, and that big blue H is sticking with us through your Friday. And even as we move into Saturday, it will be exiting to our east. We do have that front approaching from our west, so do expect the wind to be picking up through the day on Saturday. Calm starts the day in the morning. Few passing clouds into the afternoon, but I think almost uninterrupted sunshine for your Saturday. But that wind from the south will start to become brisk, and that's the change maker into Sunday. Late in the day on Sunday, we could see some showers, and there's a good chance showers, periods of rain could persist at least into the first half of your Monday. So we'll have to keep our eye on that front, but the next few days ahead of it, that ridge of high pressure is going to be the dominating weather feature. That means calmer conditions, sunny conditions, and temperatures will be ticking back up a few degrees above 20. We'll start to see some humidity building in Saturday, more so into Sunday as well. So we're not quite done with the summer mugginess just yet, but it's not looking to be oppressive by any stretch. Now, as for tonight, yeah, if you're sleeping with the window open, it may be a little on the cool side for you tonight, but you're saving on the AC anyway, as it will be cool enough to at least have your home cool down if it needs to after today. Naturally, with temperatures anywhere from 7 to maybe 10, 11 for some coastal areas tonight. So this is quite a cool forecast than what we have been seeing for the last few nights. And then tomorrow, loads of sunshine across the province. Temperatures are going to be up into the low 20s, and we are looking at a mainly sunny sky. Now, a few spots, if you're downwind of the water, may be struggling to hit 20 degrees, but inland areas certainly up into the low 20s tomorrow, and not a lick of humidity. So you're going to be looking at 21, actually feeling like 21, even with all of that sunshine and a fairly calm wind. Shouldn't see that cooling influence carried very far inland from the water tomorrow. Now, Saturday, we're looking at a sunny sky, may see a few passing clouds. We'll see the clouds increasing Saturday night into Sunday, and then likely later in the day at this point. Timing still very much subject to change, but we could see some late day showers, periods of rain with that system approaching from our west, and that could bring us into Monday for Labor Day as well. So Friday, Saturday, great. Sunday, Monday, not great, not really a washout at this point by any stretch, but we'll keep our eye on amounts, and those gusty winds could be an issue with that front moving through as well. Tuesday, things settle down, but cooling down as we look to our first week of September next week. I can't believe I'm saying that, although into the low 20s mid to late next week. Early fall. Not really feeling like late fall. So it's a chance to ease into what I think is a great season. Not buggy, no humidity. Yeah.
It's got lots of
hurricane
pluses.
potential, which is pretty calm at the moment. Fall can be a pretty nice time of year.
It certainly can. All right. Thanks, Jay. It's been years in the making, and there's still a long way to go, but in its first several months, the Black Beauty Culture Hair Innovator Refresher Training has helped people get certified to work with natural and textured hair. This is just one of the many programs and partnerships the Black Beauty Culture Association has on the go. The CBC's Alex Guy has that story.
You let me know if it gets too warm, okay? One of my other Jamaican colleagues said to me, I know that this is your passion, that you like this. You know, would you like to be a part of this movement? And I up to it because it truly, you know, was a part of my destiny.
Even though Marcia McGregor Burton has been working with natural and textured black hair for years, she's finally certified.
Now I can boldly, service the community that I'm so passionate about, and that a community that has been really underserved, So I'm able to fill that gap and be that bridge, be that access, and I'm very proud of that.
For decades, stylists like Burton couldn't get training in salons or through apprenticeships. Hairdressing schools used to have limited instruction about black and textured hair. But after years of lobbying, the East Preston-based Black Beauty Culture Association applied to the province in 2019 to have the new voluntary trade recognized, Black Beauty Culture Hair Innovator. It was implemented in 2022.
This really helps to lock in the moisture.
A lot goes into becoming certified. Burton took the refresher course, which is run by the Nova Scotia Apprenticeship Agency. It helped prepare her for the final exam. You also need 2,700 hours of experience to take the exam.
So if you're a braider and you want to know more about locking or about installing a weave or extensions, this refresher, the certification through the apprenticeship agency gives you the tools to do that. And what we really want people to do is to sign up to be a journey person, which essentially is a mentor. So we want to build capacity within this trade. We need people to mentor our apprentices, and we need people to actually write the level exam, challenge the level exam to do that, and we don't have enough people.
The Black Beauty Culture Association is also looking to the future. They also have a focus on teaching youth how to take care of their own hair. They partnered with Margaret Osakwe, the founder of Ada Heritage, to put on her first edition of a youth summer hair camp.
It's my desire that they learn how to take care of their hair, learn different parting techniques. More importantly, see this as a career or a side hustle as they progress in life. And it would help them understand that, okay, if I don't take care of my hair, I might lose it as I grow older. My hair might start thinning. I might start getting baldness. So all of this, again, they would learn as they progress, as they grow older.
On the first day of camp, it's all about history. History of Black beauty care in Nova Scotia, and about Viola Desmond, who not only owned a salon, but also founded the Desmond School of Beauty Culture. Then, from history to hands-on skills.
How does it feel to you to be able to learn skills to take care of your hair?
I'm happy about it.
Even with her certification, Burton still has more goals.
The Black Beauty Innovator Program, we have such a big vision for it. We want a big school. We want a college, so that we can even be a bigger portal, right? And we can get people out there servicing the community. How you feel?
Beautiful.
Aww.
Alex Guy, CBC News, Dartmouth.
Up next, I'll talk with Jordy Morgan with Restaurants Canada, and I'll ask what he thinks about changes to the Temporary Foreign Workers Program and what it will mean for his industry. That is our Newsmaker. Stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News. There are big changes coming to the temporary foreign worker program in Canada. This week, Prime Minister Trudeau announced the federal government is going to reduce their numbers. Employers will no longer be allowed to hire more than 10% of their total workforce through the temporary foreign worker program. For reaction to this, I'm joined by Jordy Morgan with Restaurants Canada. I guess, so first off, what do you make of the changes that were announced earlier this week?
I think the impact that we're going to see initially is fairly small. But I think there's a larger issue here in the way that the decision was made. We were disappointed that we weren't consulted as an association. And, you know, as an association, we represent a lot of small business owners, and they depend on us for getting information and making their views known. So there wasn't a lot of consultation ahead of time. We did get, I think, kind of a heads up that something was going to happen. Because what it does is it creates a lot of uncertainty. And it's not just uncertainty for employers, it's also uncertainty. You can imagine being in a situation where you're a newcomer to Canada, that you may be a temporary foreign worker, or some of these programs may have implications for you. And they get announcements with changes with really not hearing a lot about it ahead of time or understanding why they're being made, I think is very unsettling. So it's unsettling not only for the employer, but it's unsettling for workers as well. And we're really not sure what the outcome is going to be in the long term. There's a few pieces in here just in terms of criteria that need to be met in order to hit thresholds that are going to make changes. So there's still a lot to be talked about. There's a lot to wait and see how it's actually going to impact us.
Now, it's being capped at 10%. I understand in your industry it's around 3%. So you've got some wiggle room.
Well, let's put it this way. Yeah, so there was a 20% threshold, and then there was a 30% threshold that was reduced to 20, and then now it's down to 10. And I heard a really interesting kind of personal viewpoint on this. There was a restaurateur, owns several pizza franchises in Nova Scotia, was on a call with us and said, look, you know, I've got one or two or three people that I've been working within the existing rules, but now the rules have changed. So now, you know, I'm either going to have to get rid of somebody to get under that threshold. I have 15 people working in a restaurant, so that means I can have one. I can't have 1.5. So, you know, this is where the problem lies, is that if you don't have a coherent, well thought out plan ahead of time that people understand, they're in a situation where they've worked very hard over the past couple of years to just stabilize staffing. And this woman who is trying to run her business says, look, I finally got there this spring. Now the rules are changed, so I have to readjust what I'm doing. So I think that's where the big problem is adjusting to new policy and helping people figure out what it is that they have to do.
So is this make or break for some restaurants in this province? I
think some people may view it as that, but initially, because the impact is not going to be felt in most areas because of that, there's a 6% unemployment rate threshold. And if you are underneath that, then you shouldn't feel that impact. And where you see areas, I think St. John's, Newfoundland, and St. John, New Brunswick are the only two areas right now where they're above the 6% threshold. So most other areas aren't. Halifax is at 5.9, so that could change. So there's another variable that's at play. So I think right now it's kind of going to be a kind of a wait and see thing, and to see how it actually impacts the areas where it is going to be taking effect.
Now, the program was designed to be a short-term relief as a last resort.
Right.
Is there too much reliance on this program?
I think some areas, as with anything, if a program is made available and then you start to use it, that you may become reliant on it. But understand that getting TFWs is not an easy process. You have to go through what they call a labor market impact assessment, or an LMIA. That is not only time consuming, it's costly. And the idea behind an LMIA is to determine whether or not there are people in an area that can fill the job that you're looking to fill. So you have to go through this process. It's only through that kind of exhaustive LMIA process that you determine that, okay, my last resort is to get somebody from somewhere else. So I think that while some reliance has developed, I think, people are going to have to make the adjustment. But again, it's just kind of getting thrown this bucket of uncertainty on you and not, pardon me, not understanding how to work within those parameters, I think is going to be the big one.
Given the fact that we're ending summer and some staff are going back to university, do you see this becoming an increasing problem?
Another point around this is in the urban areas, it's not as much of a problem. When you think about Halifax, even Sydney, perhaps even Bridgewater to some extent, but in areas where there aren't larger population, especially in Nova Scotia, this is where you end up really having trouble finding staff. And so I think, especially with universities and whatnot, there's a lot of churn. So there are going to be people that are going back to school in all of these rural areas as well and going, moving back to Halifax or Wolfville or Antigonish or wherever they're going to school. So I think you are going to see people that are once again going to have to try and restabilize their working environments, but they're getting pretty good at it. It's amazing the amount of expertise that we have in human resources in the industry just because people have been forced to really understand it and understand it well.
All right, we will have to leave it there. Thanks very much for your time.
Amy, thanks so much. Nice to see you.
Coming up, why Flair Airlines is offering $1 flights northbound to Canada starting this winter. Welcome back. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is now calling on his NDP counterpart Jagmeet Singh to withdraw his support of the Liberal government, a move that would trigger an election. But as Olivia Stefanovich reports, that is not likely to happen.
Riding high in the polls, the Conservative leader is calling on the NDP leader to end his agreement propping up the Liberals.
Break the costly coalition with Trudeau to trigger a carbon tax election.
In a letter, Pierre Poilievre calls on Jagmeet Singh to pull out of the costly coalition and vote non-confidence in the government this September to trigger a carbon tax election in October of this year.
Jagmeet Singh is trying to delay the election until after February of next year so that he can qualify for a $2.2 million taxpayer-funded pension.
It's all part of a larger Tory strategy. They have been targeting Singh for months.
Sell out Singh. He gets his pension. You pay the price.
What it doesn't mention is that Poilievre qualified for his MP pension in 2010.
I don't think that responding to Pierre Poilievre's kind of little bombshells is what we want to be focusing on.
Instead, New Democrats say they're concentrating on making the most of their deal with the Liberals, an agreement that they say will end on their terms.
It has always been on the table that it could end at some point. That doesn't mean that Pierre Poilievre gets to make those decisions.
He'll come after our pensions and our EI.
With two upcoming by-elections in Manitoba and Quebec, the NDP is hitting back with attack ads.
Vote no to Conservative cuts in Elmwood-Transcona.
As for the Liberals, the government is brushing off any suggestion their deal with the NDP is in jeopardy.
We need to really take these assertions by the Conservative leader with a very healthy grain of salt.
Some Liberals say the more time they wait to call an election, the more time the economy will improve, something the finance minister calls bad news for the Conservatives, despite the Liberals trailing in the polls for well over a year. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
As the war between Israel and Hamas nears the 11th month mark, Israel continues its military incursion into Gaza, and Hezbollah continues to fire rockets at Israel. Sasha Petrusik looks at the impact on settlers in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights.
Her house is a disaster zone. Her appliances a melted mess. But Yelena Lipschitz survived last week's attack from Lebanon. First a siren, then boom, boom, a rocket hitting next door, she says. I'd move, but my life is in Katzrin. In the occupied Golan Heights, it's the biggest Israeli settlement. And a huge target for the militant group Hezbollah, just 20 kilometers away in Lebanon. Rocket and drone fragments dot the landscape, mostly shot down by Israel's defenses, but still unnerving for those who've stayed since last October.
There is a low-level, constant anxiety. Obviously, we hear jets, we hear booms every single night.
45 other towns closer to Hezbollah's busy launchers have been evacuated, including Majd al-Shams, where 12 children were killed in a single strike on a soccer field.
The Israeli government has called this unsustainable, but there aren't many good options. Either people up here continue to live with the threat of drones and rockets hanging over them, or Israel invades southern Lebanon, as it has in the past, possibly sparking all-out war.
What would you do? Wouldn't you fight back? Wouldn't you want to protect your family? Of course you would.
That would bring war here, though. Are you prepared for that?
We prepare to that. We prepare the shelters, we prepare the people, we prepare everybody for that. We know it can be. So we have to destroy the Hezbollah, we have to kill them.
It's been tried before, say experts.
But I don't think it's a magic solution. If we will do this,
we will damage the capabilities of Hezbollah for a few years, but it's not going to be for once and for all.
But for now, no one is predicting when it'll be safe for more than 60,000 Israelis displaced from the north to return. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Katrin.
Some provinces in Canada are reporting a sharp rise in cases of whooping cough. The highly contagious disease mostly affects children and can pose serious risk. Lauren Pelly reports.
It's something no parent wants to hear, the telltale sound of whooping cough.
There's a characteristic cough that's really quite intense that can be followed by a whoop or a bit of a barking cough.
Caused by a bacteria called Bordetella pertussis. This highly contagious infection can also lead to pneumonia or even brain damage.
It's really children, young children, infants, especially those in the first 6 months of life, that are at highest risk of any sort of complication requiring either hospitalization or even death.
And these potentially deadly infections are surging right now in parts of Canada. The most dramatic spike is in Quebec, more than 11,000 cases so far this year, up from a pre-pandemic average of less than 600. Ontario has seen close to 500 cases this year, nearly 5 times its annual average, while New Brunswick is also reporting one of its biggest outbreaks in years with more than 140 infections to date.
It could have been anywhere that she could have gotten it from.
Whooping cough also surged over the last year across Europe and in the U.S. This New Jersey mom was terrified when her 10-year-old daughter recently caught it.
She coughed, I want to say, from 4 a.m. until 8 a.m.
So what's behind the sudden spike? Experts think a lack of infections and lower vaccine uptake throughout the COVID-19 pandemic left more people vulnerable. But pertussis outbreaks do ebb and flow over a 3 to 5 year cycle, so part of the reason may just come down to timing.
A lot of these bacteria and viruses are cyclic, and so they come in waves. You have epidemics of whooping cough, but this is quite significant.
Pertussis vaccines are highly effective. You can get a shot during pregnancy, and they're offered as part of routine childhood immunization programs. Unfortunately, some doctors told us that the infants falling seriously ill are often those without that crucial protection. Lauren Pelly, CBC News, Toronto.
A discount airline is now offering some flights for just $1. It seems too good to be true, and there are some skeptics. Nisha Patel explains.
The new Flair Airlines offer of some base fares for just $1 is an attention grabber for potential customers.
I'd love to take advantage of it if I can.
Hey, make it to as many destinations as you can for $1. I'm good with it.
I'm all about the saving money.
But others are skeptical.
I'd have to assume there'd be a whole bunch of other charges or flights might get disrupted.
There is a catch. For now, the deal is on select flights back to Canada from sun destinations like Mexico, though that could change depending on the season. It's a way for Flair to fill seats on flights that have less demand.
Even if we put 4 people onto that flight who otherwise wouldn't have taken it, that's great. We're happy about that.
The true cost, though, is more than $1. Take a December flight from Cancun to Calgary. Taxes and airport fees add more than $80, plus extras like a checked bag, another $85. All in, that's about $167.
It's a gimmick. They're doing this to try to drive business to the site and to get people comfortable with flying on this airline.
That may be a big challenge for Flair. The low-cost carrier made headlines back in March when flight cancellations left passengers stranded for days. Flair is also reportedly trying to raise cash as it tries to manage its huge debt burden.
They're trying to give some confidence to the marketplace that they are going to be around.
With rivals Lynx, Swoop, and Canada Jetlines all out of the picture this year, industry watchers say Flair did have a profitable summer.
Do they have enough cash left over from the summer, basically to carry them over until next summer? And that's the question.
And the answer to that is still up in the air. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
Canada's main stock index gained 100 points today, led by gains in energy, while U.S. stock markets were mixed. Here's a look at how they did as we go to break. And we've got Jay back with one last look at the weather, and Friday's shaping up pretty nice.
Yeah, looking great. We're watching for the gusty winds that we saw today. Made for some issues as we look up to the ferry to PEI today. Some choppy conditions, brisk winds. That will not be an issue tomorrow. That wind will continue to settle down this evening. Any lingering clouds for eastern areas start to clear out because that is wind-driven cloud cover, wind-driven isolated showers that we've been seeing for eastern areas up into Cape Breton. As the wind calms down, as that ridge builds in, all of that tapers off and clears. We'll see a sunny start to the day tomorrow. The wind will be calm in the morning, around 10 degrees to start your day. Could be cooler for some low-lying spots inland. So, yeah, you may need a light sweater in the morning, but as we move into the afternoon, that temperature will be back up above the 20-degree mark. That wind will be picking up from the south, but not overly gusty by any stretch. Aside from a high UV index, that's a pretty quiet forecast and a very nice one for your Friday. It'll be a bit breezier, but Saturday's shaping up to be a smidge warmer. touch of humidity building in, not oppressive, but still very sunny conditions for your Saturday as well. Sunday, Monday, some wet weather. It's not a perfect Labor Day weekend, but at least starting out on a very nice note for your Friday and Saturday.
And it's a long weekend.
Yeah, hard to complain about that.
Exactly. All right, thanks, Jay.
Anytime.
Well, an amazing sight greeted passersby on a road overlooking the Swiss Alps. What looks like an avalanche is actually clouds rolling down into a mountain pass in Switzerland. The weather phenomenon is known as Föhn, which in German means hairdryer. It occurs when a humid, cold air mass rises over the mountain and then cascades down the other side. And that's it for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.